Michael Jackson's brother, speaking out about the sexual abuse allegations against him. The HBO documentary Leaving Neverland premieres on Sunday. Wade Robson and James Safechuck claim Michael abused them when they were kids. Michael has always denied any inappropriate behavior.
Safechuck and Robson sued the Jackson estate, but their lawsuits were dismissed because of the statute of limitations, and now they're appealing that. But the Jackson family insists those claims are lies. Now, I spoke with the Jackson brothers, Jackie, Marlon, and Tito, and just to warn you, some of the language is graphic.
The documentary might have you believe that Michael was a sexual predator and master manipulator. What would you want people to know?
Well, it's easy to say that when he's not here and put something together like that when he can't defend himself. Because I know my brother. I know how he is, what kind of person he is, the love he had for just people in general and kids around the world. He would not ever harm a kid. That's not his nature. He would never do that.
Robson and Safechuck claim in graphic detail that on multiple occasions, Michael kissed them, fondled them, and engaged in oral sex while they were both underage.
He told me if they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail for the rest of our lives.
The 236-minute film was shot over 18 months. Wade was interviewed for 3 days, Safechuck for 2. Their family members also appear throughout the film, but the Jackson brothers say they were never given a chance to answer any of the claims.
The filmmaker who made this, you know, he never talked to anyone. He didn't talk to our family. He didn't talk to some of the other families that lived, you know, that hung out at Neverland when they were little kids. So it was one-sided, and he had mentioned, he acknowledged that he wasn't interested in talking to the Jackson family.
Why do you think that was?
Well, he said why it was. He said he didn't want to do that because he didn't want to complicate the story.
In a statement, filmmaker Dan Reed said, "We feel no need to include the opinions of people with no direct knowledge of what happened to those individuals."
I was 7 years old. Michael asked, "Do you and the family want to come to Neverland?"
The film delves deep into Michael's relationship with both Robson and Safechuck, revealing that Michael met Safechuck when they both appeared in a Pepsi commercial in 1986 when Safechuck was 10. Michael and Robson met after he won a dance contest in his native Australia in 1987 when Wade was just 5. Both Robson and Safechuck claimed their alleged sexual relationships with Michael started after he invited them to sleep over. Michael had claimed those sleepovers were innocent.
Was there ever a point as his family, as his brothers, where you pulled him inside and said, this is maybe not a good look?
Did anyone close to Michael ever raise the red flag? And that's where we start for part 2 of my conversation with Jackie, Marlon, and Tito.
Was there ever a point as his family, as his brothers, where you pulled him inside and said, this is maybe not a good look? Where you might have said, maybe the sleepovers are done.
Right.
Maybe the kids to the house.
I think my mom mentioned it to him for a while, but he said, "Mom, I would never hurt a kid. I would never do anything like that to anyone." He would tell my mom that. And he's telling the truth. Michael's not like that.
Yeah.
He is not that kind of person. Michael never had a natural childhood life. You know, so he always had that kid mentality in him. And also when he had those sleepovers, like pajama things, his 2 children would be on the side of him, his kids. And Tito's boys would be there. My kids would be there at the house with the other kids, and they just watch the movies. That's what they would do, watch the movies and stuff like that.
The people that are featured in the documentary, Wade and James, are these people that you were familiar with? Did you know them?
I know.
I didn't know him, but Jackie
I know
knew
Wade. I don't know James.
Okay.
So I can't talk the same thing, but I know Wade.
And so what did you know of
Wade dated my daughter.
The brothers take particular issue with Wade Robson, who they point out publicly defended Michael for years. In fact, he testified on Michael's behalf during his criminal trial on child molestation charges in 2005. Michael was acquitted, and in 2008, Wade said this to us.
Why was it important for you to stick up for him? Because he's always been a friend to me. That's what you do for friends. You tell the truth, you know?
In the film, Wade explains his about face, claiming Michael brainwashed him when he was younger. But the brothers say money was the motivating factor, claiming Wade turned on Michael only after he was passed over for a job choreographing Michael's Cirque du Soleil 1 show in Vegas in 2013.
Wade was on top of the world at one time. He was a writer for Justin Timberlake, for NSYNC's album. He wrote for Britney Spears. Not only did he write, he choreographed their videos, choreographed their tours. He had his own dance show. And he lost all of that, you know. And this is the way of coming back, trying to. He thinks the estate is like a way of getting money.
He says that he was selected to do the show and then had to quit because of a nervous breakdown. Did you know that?
No, that never happened.
That never.
He's telling the truth about the nervous breakdown, I believe, because our attorneys told us that the same year he had a nervous breakdown because, you know, he just wanted to be, you know, famous, wanted to get his face out there, and it wasn't happening the way he wanted to. Then he started selling memorabilia that my brother had given him. And he got $50,000 for the hat that he wore in Smooth Criminal, and he sold one of the white gloves that Michael gave.
Both Robson and James Safechuck filed lawsuits alleging molestation in 2013 and 2014. A probate judge dismissed both suits, but did not rule on the validity of their allegations. Whatever the motivation, though, the brothers worry about the film's impact on Michael's 3 children, Prince, Paris, and Blanket.
Have you talked to his kids about what may happen as a result of this coming out?
I have.
The response
I
of
have not, but
people?
Jackie said yes.
What do you say
Be
to them?
strong. They're saddened by this. I would too. Talking about my dad like this, I'm sure they're going to come out, but they're saddened by this right now. It hurts them. This is hurting to the family. It really is. That's what we hear. He's not here to defend himself. I'm not going to let this happen. It's a lie. It's all a lie.
Right.
It's about money. It's about greed and money.